Welcome, penny stock billionaires, to the chart chat for June 28th, Tuesday. Wow, very rough day in today's market, but we're going to be talking about which stocks. We're going to be talking about MULN, Neo, Palantir. What else? All the big movers. Let's get into let's get into this. Let's start off with NEXCF. Today's big mover in the microcap space. We'll start off with this microcap right now. Let's kind of look at this amazing chart. Today was a very important day. We have a breakout here. Now here's a trend line which I showed you quite a while back. I think about a week ago. You had this long-term resistance starting at 7. This is the Canadian chart. I'm just using this because that's kind of the official thing, but really NEXCF is the stock. So NEXCF, so you had this massive long-term resistance going down, and we broke out of that today. Today was a clear breakout. Okay, look at this. You got the breakout of above the resistance. We're above the 50-day moving average. Very important. You know what I tell you about the moving average? You want to be long above it, short below it, or out of it. We're also, we got a pennant, kind of a pennant formation happening here. And it basically broke out of that. NEXCF, take a look at this. Really incredible action. Let's zoom in on the 4-hour chart just to give you kind of a little bit of a close-up here, a little bit of a close-up. Let's see, let's do a little bit of a close-up. The 4-hour chart, really nice. Shows you kind of the same thing we're looking at right here. Again, breaking out of the pennant long-term. Well, that was the, so that kind of carries over that that trend line. And let's see what the 1-hour looks like. I mean, today was an incredible day, a lot of action. Let me see. Let's go into the U.S. chart. Let me see this. I haven't looked at the U.S. chart in a little bit. Okay, the U.S. chart. Wait, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the U.S. chart. Right, there we go. So U.S. chart, we broke out of the pennant right over here. This is the 1-hour chart. Let's zoom in on the 4-hour. Yeah, pretty much showing you the same thing. I would, I'll be candid. I would have liked to see the stock close in the high of the range. I would have liked to see it close kind of in that 60-cent range towards the high. But you know what? You can't have everything that you want, but you get what you need, as the Rolling Stones sang, right? So, yeah, it was making a nice little comeback to, I guess, a little bit of a profit taking in the last 15 minutes, and then a comeback at the last 5 minutes. So I think people are coming into the stock right now. Let's see what's going on. Today is a bit of a rug pull in the markets. Oh, let me finish off on the next stack. Let me just finish off while I have you here. So, okay, this is the U.S. chart, and there we go. You know what? I apologize. I get the Canadian, U.S. I'm bouncing back and forth. I was showing you the U.S. chart before, and I yeah. So this is the U.S. chart. That's what I was showing you earlier. Same thing. And again, the U.S. is really where the action is. Although officially the stock also trades in Canada as NTAR. Anyway, we got a very nice pennant breakout. This is very bullish. Next to resistance, where is this going? Now, look, the problem is I can't tell you my opinion on where the stock is going because the Canadian regulations, prevent, basically, it's a nanny state and they don't like this type of thing. They don't like, they don't think you can handle it. They don't think your, investors are able to make up their own decision. Anyway, but what I can tell you is I think it's very bullish. Let's take a look at resistance levels. You're going to have a little bit of resistance kind of in this $1.34 range. I don't see a lot of resistance really between that and maybe a little bit at a dollar, maybe this is, by the way, the US we're looking at, maybe some resistance at a dollar, but the main resistance comes in kind of here in this kind of $1.50, $1.30 range. If we can manage to break out of that, next level of resistance is $3. Okay, so in the short term, you got resistance in this kind of $1.35 to, yeah, maybe a little bit in the, yeah, $1.35, $1.50 range, and $3. I don't really see, yeah, maybe $2 could be psychological level of resistance. Yeah, I'm looking here at the chart. Yeah, that's definitely some going to be a little bit of resistance, but $3 I think is the main level of resistance. So again, I'm not saying that the stock is going to run to $3. That's not what I'm saying, just to be clear. I'm just telling you that is where the resistance is. And the chart is breaking out. So, you can decide for yourself where you think this is going, right? I mean, you guys are big boys and big girls, and you can make up your own mind. You don't need me to tell you. Snowflake, very interesting action today. I'm concerned that we might be having a bit of a rug pull in the markets. I'm concerned we may have a bit of. Actually, should I put on? Let me see. Should I use the camera? I'm in a very dark area right now, so it's. Let me see. I wonder if I get more people watching if with the views, because curious to see if that produces more. What do you call it? More viewers. But anyway, what's going on? I think we got a bit of a rug pull happening. You had what looked like could have been a head and shoulders bottom happening in Snowflake, and today, we didn't quite. It couldn't hold on to the gains. It couldn't hold above the 50-day moving average. So looking at the 4-hour chart, it's kind of fading out. It's losing momentum. I don't like to see that. So we could be having a rug pull moment. How about MULN? MULN also, I think we got rug pulled. I talked about the stock over here was breaking out of the 50 moving average, and I said, wow, this thing is going up. And it was a rug pull. Because look, you had a pop. Yeah, okay, a nice pop. And it's been fading out. And now we're breaking below the 50-day moving average, which is, it's a negative. Let's see if the 1 hour, maybe, is it making a comeback? I think this is a rug pull. It's very similar to what's going on with Bitcoin. How about NEO? Yeah, same thing. NEO, very bearish. You had what looked like a head and shoulders inverse head and shoulders bottom, broke out above the 50-day moving average. A couple of weeks ago, is very bullish, and now we're fading. I don't like that. It's not a positive look. By the way, make sure you click the like and subscribe button. APRN. Let me take a look at this. What is APRN? Is that Blue Apron? Oh shit, it is Blue Apron. That's weird. I think this company's a piece of shit. Just, like I don't get what they do. Where they send meal kits. I think this whole meal kit thing is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Maybe they do something different. I don't know. I think it's just goofy. But no doubt, this is, look, the chart doesn't lie. You were seeing a breakout above the moving average, 50-day moving average, which is bullish. We're seeing increased volume. I'm not crazy about the whole chart overall, though. It's just too. I mean, look at this thing. It's just, it's just weird. It's just a weird chart. I'm not a fan of this. I think there's just better setups out there. It looks like it may have some room to run. I don't know. It may have some. It's hard. I'm not. It could go either way. Slightly bullish, but I'm not a fan of this. I don't like the business. I don't like the chart that much. Um, yeah, so that's Blue Apron. What about let's go into Tesla. Let's go to Tesla. One of our bellwethers. One of our bellwethers. Hmm. This chart is not good. I think we got a rug pull again. You had what looked like a double bottom last week. Um, you had a nice bounce, and look what happened. We couldn't get to the moving average. You couldn't get to the moving average. Like you should have. We should have seen. Yeah, it faded. Tesla faded right before we got to the moving average, and now looks like it's heading low. And here we go. On the 4 hour, we're breaking down. We're breaking down. It looks like a giant rug pull. So Tesla, not good, not good right now. I mean, here's the crazy thing with the market right now. You really have to kind of just take it like real, literally one day at a time. Like, you have something that looks bullish, and then yeah, you have these kind of rug pulls. So, you know, um, we had what could have been a bullish setup. It might still reverse. We might get whipsawed, but I don't like the action here that it's fading out like this the last couple days. It just hasn't been able to hold on to the gains. How about NEO, another stock I was positive on? Oh, yeah, we talked about this NEO. Sorry about that. Too much going on here. So okay, Teledoc. Yeah, there we go. It's another rug pull, another day, another rug pull. Look what's going on here. You're breaking down below the moving average. You couldn't crack the 50-day moving average. That's not that's not positive. Um, that is not a positive move. Um, oh, DraftKings. Oof, DraftKings. Now I actually bought some DraftKings a couple days ago, and I think I got scammed. I think I got scammed here. I think I got scammed by this rug pull. Yeah, look at this. Yesterday, it looked like it might have held on. It broke above the 50 moving average, and today we just broke right through. Mm. Um, may have to take a loss in this one. I don't like the way this is acting. Yeah, there we go. 4 hour. Yeah, it looks like it might go. No, you got support here. I do have to say we got support in this, $10, $11 range. You got some big support. Um, could it go to that level? It very well could. It's not looking constructive here, shall we say. How about Palantir? Palantir. Another one. Palantir. Palantir, at least look, it's holding on to the 50 moving average. Didn't break below, but you know what? Based on everything we see happening, it looks like that's what's going to happen. It looks like it's not going to be able to hold on to the gains. What's going on with Nasdaq? Let's see. Yeah, look at this. Wow. Yeah, the Nasdaq. Just when we thought there might have been a bounce, you know, I don't think it's going to hold. Look, it's not. It hasn't been able to even approach that 50-day moving average. So this is not good. And how about Bitcoin? Let's do Bitcoin. I put out a tweet the other day, I think it was last night, that this is going back down again. The same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it looks like that kind of bottom is not holding. It's very similar. Look at this. Look at this pattern here. We saw the bounce off of 20,000. Very similar to what we had at 30,000. It's kind of a fake out. It's pretty interesting. You know what? I'm looking at the chart. Kind of, no, we didn't, not quite. We didn't have this at the 40, but maybe a little bit, maybe to some extent. So it kind of, the Bitcoin, it makes a stand at that 10,000, at those major milestones, the every 10,000 points, at the 30,000, the 20,000, 40,000. You know what? Next time we see that from Bitcoin, it might be in the 10,000 range. It's definitely looking looking very, very weak. Let's see. Okay. If you're just joining now, make sure you subscribe. You go to our website. It's free. We're also on Telegram. If you want to join our Telegram channel, it's free. Click the link in the video description below. Yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on. A very rough day in the markets. In terms of microcaps that have some momentum right now, let's take a look at a former client, which is Fans Unite. Fans Unite. I've been keeping an eye on this because I have a position, like a leftover position here, unfortunately. But anyway, it wanted to break out of this moving average, and apparently they have news they're going with TSX, which by the way is a shitty exchange. The TSX is the absolute worst place to be. I mean, I think companies should. I think. Look, I think any company that's a tech company should just go on Nasdaq. Forget about these Canadian exchanges. It's total bullshit. It's a really like a third world, highly corrupt, incompetent system. I would avoid those. I would just go straight either OTC or Nasdaq. Don't waste your time on the TSX. It's pure garbage. Let's see. So you know what? This might have a pop. This Fans Unite might have a pop. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I mean, I don't know. The chart looks like it may have some potential. It looks like it may have some potential. Look, they're not doing any. I mean, like, I don't know. These guys, they had some promise, and they just, they just don't know how to. I don't know. I don't think these guys are really cut out to run a public company. They're just not promoting this thing in the correct way, and the share buyback announcement, I think, is total bullshit. I don't believe any public company should be wasting money on buybacks. Let me repeat that again. Do not waste money on stock buybacks. Stock buybacks are a total scam, and especially it should not be done by a technology company, by a high growth company. Maybe if you're like a, in a high cash flow business, let's say, oil and gas production, and it's low multiples, whatever it is, yeah, you might want to do a buyback, do dividends, whatever you want to do. But when you're a growth company, you have no business talking about buybacks. And by the way, the buyback they started, I mean, what are they buying? It's total bullshit. What happened to OG? Well, our contract with OG ended, and I wish them the best of luck. I think I'll just be candid. I'll just leave a comment. Look, I like Matt. I think he's a very good operator. Really great at merchandising, but he has some very bad advice from the team around him in terms of the director is completely worthless. His directors, the whole thing is he's getting some very bad advice. So there's no promotion in the stock. So the support in it is basically, I mean, we're out of the picture. So probably the U.S. side, the volume, I'm assuming is going to kind of, usually that's what happens. The volumes, everything, liquidity evaporates shortly thereafter. But I kind of like the business. Who knows? I hope they do well. Actually, over time, I'm sure it'll be okay. But it is what it is right now. Let's take a look at AIML. I like this stock here. This is one of our clients, of course. This is not the correct trend lines. That's like it's an error. Anyway, what's going on? I think this could be an interesting move. AIMLF for the Americans, AIMLF. Yeah, a little bit of action today. Stock was up a little bit, which is nice. We've been building a bottom for the last 3 months, basically. It's been building a bottom. And we're kind of breaking out above the moving average, going back down. It's trying to get some life. I think we're waiting for some strong, significant news flow, some news announcements coming out of them. I think this could be I think this could be one of our big winners. Again, the Canadian regulations prevent me from telling you where I think this is going. But it is. Let me just pull this up here. Yeah, but I think this is a very solid stock. By the way, I might as well just tell you. I might as well just tell you what's going on here, because you're going to see some announcements from our end coming. This is somebody was asking about OG, right? I'll be very candid what happened. The TSX, which is a shitty exchange, they had some issues, I guess, with us using over promotional language or whatever. They asked us to remove a couple things, some piece of content or whatever, and it was back and forth, some stupidity, which this is not over yet, so we're going to have something to say about this. But basically, Matt, from what I understand, wanted to renew the contract, but he was getting these hassles from his directors, the TSX back and forth with hassling him. Here's the reality. The TSX, Toronto Stock Exchange, TSX Venture, is actually damaging investors. These Canadian regulators are causing damage to investors. I'll tell you why. Very simple. So let's pull this up. They're supposed to be, the Canadian regulators are supposed to be helping investors, right? But in fact, they are damaging investors, because right around this time here in May 20, around I would say around April. No, when was it? April. Yeah, April. There, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly right here. You can look at this chart. The TSX started complaining about certain use of over promotional language was just complete bullshit. And so we had to tone down some things. We had to pull off some content. Essentially, a lot of the support was removed for the stock as a result of that, because we couldn't edit out the videos. We basically had to pull down the videos to because Matt, their lawyers at OG are complete idiots, and they should have pushed back, because the TSX is completely wrong in this thing, and we'll be talking about that later at some point. There'll be some legal action taking place. I think basically, look, he's got a stupid lawyer who basically I'm not going to get into it, but basically their lawyer screwed up. And with the TSX thing about the over promotional, they were like, I think one of their directors was like saying, oh no, my God, this is, look, this is basic stuff. But anyway, look, the reality is this. Let me go back to this. You don't want to see me. I'm not part of this. The reality is this. If you look at the chart, here's how the TSX has damaged investors. April 28th, we basically had to pull off a lot of content. So a lot of the market support for the stock basically started going away. So the stock went from 25 cents to 11 cents today. It's a 14-cent decline as a result of the Toronto Stock Exchange, right? So 14 cents. Look, it's only 60 million shares, so $10 million in market valuation loss, but that is 100% as a result of the actions of the TSX in pressuring the removal of certain content. Apparently, they didn't like the way we, in some of the interviews, I was saying, hey, what's the path to 10x? If you do X this, here are the comps in the market, which was absolutely 100% legitimate analysis, and I can get expert witnesses, CFAs, CMTs, whatever, to who will testify that this is basic standard issue investment analysis. You look at the peer group comps when you're evaluating these high growth companies, et cetera. Happy to get into that, and I will get into that. This is not the end of things, and we're not going to be pushed around by people who don't know anything. Look, I understand everybody needs, they got to do the job, but there is this language, this thing they talk about, over promotional language. That's a very subjective thing, and especially when it's done with people who are not experts in the market. That is a very, very touchy area, and it opens them up to liability. Okay, liability. So, and I'm not talking about OG. I'm talking about the TSX has liability issues right now. Let's close out with ARKK. Yeah. So to answer your question, that's why they put out that announcement. It was a very stupid press release. There was no reason for them to do it. I think it's their lawyer who suggested it, or some bullshit like, we're not, it's very, very dumb idea. I've never seen any company do that. And look what's happened to the stock since then. I mean, it's sad because, the guy, I think Matt is a good guy. I think, he's got a good business. I think it's got great potential. I mean, I like the stores. I'm not crazy about the cheese business. I've always said that, whatever, the cheese business, whatever. But the stores have great potential if they're aggressively scaled up. I don't even know if he's going to aggressively scale up. But no, I have no idea. I'm a little bit disappointed in the whole thing. But hey, whatever. Wish him the best of luck. Let's take a look what's going on with ARK. ARK, I think we got rug pulled. You had what could have been a really nice breakout above this moving average. I mean, it just broke out, and I think the live stream last week, I said, hey, this thing is ready to moon. We're ready to go back to the moon, Lambos to the moon, and this is kind of like it's almost like a drowning person, trying to get above the water. Or the wave comes, pushes them down, and then go down. This is what's happening with the stock. I think it's going to go lower. I mean, I think this trend line here, I think this ARK trend line is a very serious negative trend line. I'm going to draw you this trend line just so you can see what I'm talking about. So you got this thing here. I would say, here is a good place. I mean, you might want to go like this. I mean, that's one line. It's not the main line. You might go like this. That's a good line here. It's just this thing. I don't know. It's very weird. It doesn't right now. The ARK is under really serious pressure. So you got to look at this. Interesting. There's your trend line, and we're right at that support. So, but that line is going to act as a resistance in the next few days. I have a feeling that this thing is not going to be able to keep its head above water, and it's going to go down. There you go. So here's what's going on. That was support. That trend line was, so that's a legitimate trend line that I drew, and I didn't even see this before. It shows you what's going on. So, and today it tried to get back above it, and it couldn't. So that trend line is very important. This one over here. And to me, it says that we're going to keep an ARK going down. It's not, I really don't like what it says for the market, because I really thought that, again, I've been, if you've been following the live streams, I've been kind of reversing course every whatever in the last month or two on overall market trend. I was very bearish. Then I said, hey, this could be the bottom, 30% pullback. At this point, you know, I don't know, man. I have a feeling things might be going a lot. This is not, this is not what a bottom looks like. It's just, shit. I think we're gonna go a lot lower. I think we're gonna go a lot lower. It could be, look at this, Amazon very weak. Yeah, so the markets, the tech markets are weak. Tech markets are weak. They're not not strong at all. Let's see, what is hey, let's pull up the Zach Morris stock. Let's CNTX. He's been pushing this thing here. What's going on? 225. Eh. It looks like, and again, it could be a head and shoulders bottom that's happening. We should have seen more momentum here into the close. It should have closed near the highs of the day. It didn't, which is not good. Yeah, it's not favorable, not a favorable view, but it is what it is. Let's see. Okay, later this week we're gonna have paid XTM on our live stream on Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Make sure you join that. There we go. I think we got a double bottom happening here. I think we got a double bottom in XTM. Fintech space should be coming back. How about SoFi? Oh, SoFi. Yeah. SoFi chart not looking good. Yeah, the markets are definitely funky. Amazingly, the only stock I am constructive on right now is NEXCF. Here's the Canadian chart for all the Canadians. Let me draw another trend line. All right. Is zero the trend line? So yeah, we're above the trend lines. We're above the trend lines. There's still one coming in. Oh, that one. It's interesting. There's two possible trend. Okay, so what's the other one? The green line on top. Where is that? I think that was a mistake line. Yeah, I think that green line is like a. Where is that coming from? It is. I could see it is an area. It's not an important one. I think that's from something else, but I don't think it's a. It's of any. Oh, you know what? No, it is a mistake line. The green line is a. Yeah, forget about the green line. It's something screws up with these Yahoo charts. I like the way they look, but somehow the trend lines are screwed up. Anyway, I would ignore the green one. We're above the blue one. That's the main one. We've got a very nice breakout, a pennant happening above the moving average. MACD looking good. Everything looking good with this stock. Okay, just wanted to give you a quick update. Thank you for tuning in for the special 420 EST live stream. I will see you on the next one.